What is up, everybody? My name is Avenged, and welcome back to BROMOCAST number 5. And I'm back with Paul. Yeah, say hi, Paul.
High five.
High five. Already off to a great start in terms of being awkward, so that's good. That's good, at least. So anyways, how have you been this week, Paul?
I have been dandy. How's your week been?
It's been aight. It has been aight. It's been aight. It's been aight. Has anything crazy happened to you this week? I'm guessing not? Maybe you got a good week.
No, I had some craziness.
Of course you did. Do you want to share anything? I don't know.
So, my brother recently came in. Mm-hmm. He goes to school in Iowa, and he's gonna come home. He came home for a week. And I was spending the night at my girlfriend's house, and my mom was throwing a little get-together with the family.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving my girlfriend's house to go back home the next morning, she messaged me, and she told me to go to Jewel and pick some things up for her. And I'm like, okay, that's no big deal. I can do that. So I went in, we bought our stuff, we left, and the moment we stepped out of Jewel, I got another text from my mom. And it was like, hey, go inside and go get an ice cream cake. And I'm like, okay, we just left. And
okay.
That's a little inconvenient, but I can get an ice cream cake. And when I told Mandy, hey, my girlfriend Mandy, hey, we need to go back inside and get an ice cream cake. And then Mandy started acting like a little weird. And she said, I can't believe she's making you get it. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, the cake's for you. I'm like, what? I can't believe your mom is making you buy a cake for yourself.
Wait, why? What's the cake for you for? Your birthday was in January.
This is why I was confused as well. So we went back in Jewel, and we bought the cake, and we left again. We went in the same line, so the guy gave us a look like we're retarded. And we drove back home, and I walked in with a cake, and my mom was like, what are you doing with a cake?
What?
I'm like, you told me to get an ice cream cake. And she said, no, I told you to get ice cream. And I pull out my phone, and I'm like, no, you told me to get ice cream cake. And I showed her my phone, and she's like, oh, I meant to tell you to get ice cream for the cake. And I'm like, well, I got an ice cream cake because you told me to get a fucking ice cream cake. And then I looked on the counter, and I saw there was a cake already there, and it was a graduation cake because I graduated from college a couple months ago. And since Adam's back, she decided to throw the party now. Well, so I'm like, awkward. Fuck. If I knew this was a graduation party for me, I wouldn't have come home.
You would have skipped your own graduation
party. I would have totally skipped my own graduation party.
Do parties thrown in your honor or in your name make you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, very much so. Well, also it's because like I'm in I have a degree in animation, and most people like don't know like anything about that. They think they do, but they don't. And my relatives, trying to be the helpful people they are, will be like, oh, I saw motion graphics on this random ad on YouTube. You should contact that company. Oh, hey, I saw this lawyer. They had some stuff on their ad. You should contact that lawyer. Send them your resume and just do all his ads. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. That's exactly how it works.
Jesus Christ. I don't understand how you always have weird-ass weeks. Like, I have weeks where it's just like, it's the same as last week.
Oh, no, my weeks are always special.
Yeah. Usually my week consists of, like, waking up, going to do this, do that, the same old grind, and then come home, play video games, or make a video. Maybe it's because I started making videos. and I don't do nothing. Ah! I went to Combo Breaker this week.
Combo Breaker? What's that?
It's a tournament for fighting games that they hold in, I think it's around America, but this one was in Lombard or Lockport or somewhere around in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I went to that with my friend Rob, who I had went to Home of Flossmoor High School with. And it was, besides being in one guitar ensemble class together, me and Rob never met each other in real life. And I would say we weren't really friends until we started talking on Xbox Live either. And so it was kind of weird because I just went in there and I was like, okay, I told Rob I was going to be here, but I don't have reception, so I'm just going to find him. And I know Rob is tall, so I was like, I'm just going to walk in. I'm going to look for a big black guy. And I found him, like, instantly. I was like, there's Rob! And it was really funny. But here was the funniest thing about Combo Breaker was there was this kid who was handicapped. Now that's not the funny part. now let me get past that. Before people think I'm evil. So he was actually competing in the tournament for Killer Instinct, the new game.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a few years old now that I think about it, but still. And he was competing in it.
Xbox One launch title?
Yeah, it was. But they update it every year with like new characters and new stuff. And so he was actually competing in it. And he went out to the stage, and his like gamer tag / name or whatever that he goes by is Wheels, which I thought was hilarious. And so while Wheels is whooping this dude's butt, I was like, you get him, Wheels! Like, I'm screaming and stuff. And Wheels was putting in work, might I add. But then at one point, I looked at the screen, and I was like, wait a minute. Wheels is on the other side of the screen and over the character that he's versing. So then I was like, is the black guy's name Wheels? And I got really confused, but it turns out they just fucked up. That was about that.
So, the kid in the wheelchair wasn't Wheels?
No, he was.
Did he win?
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he won the whole tournament. I didn't stay for the whole thing. We left and went to Culver's. But he won the matches that I saw, and he had like some comebacks too. Like it was like he was like 1 or 2 hits away from death, and then he'd take down the whole guy's health bar.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, Wheels, he be rolling through.
Did you play anything?
No, I'm garbage.
Rob play something?
Huh?
Did Rob play anything?
I don't know if Rob competed at all. I left before him, but I think he might have played a couple games. He said he got to play a few rounds that he won. I don't think he actually competed in any tournaments, though.
You said like some friendly matches?
Just some friendly matches. Yeah, some commons, stuff like that. It was bring your own controller, too, so that was cool. But it was pretty cool besides that.
That does sound awesome.
There's cosplay and shit, of course. As there always is at anything that's like that.
As there be.
As there be. As there be booty down there. There's always booty. But I don't know. Besides that, that was pretty much my whole week in a nutshell. I don't know.
I actually recently gotten a little bit more time to playing video games too.
Yeah.
And I actually got a new one that I'm actually really liking.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Darkest Dungeon?
What is it called?
The Darkest Dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon. That sounds familiar. Is that on a console or PC or what?
I got it on Steam.
On Steam.
But I'm pretty sure. I think it's PC exclusive as far as I know.
It's got a 9 out of 10.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's RPG, as I'm sure you figured, because it's me.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
So they really play on like the stress aspect of dungeon exploring.
Yeah.
Because in real life it's probably quite stressful.
So explore dungeons? I would guess so. Yeah.
Risking your life fighting slimy zombies. So in addition to having like health, you have like stress, and if your stress bar fills up, your characters can go like crazy in the middle of the dungeon. And to give an example of what gameplay can be like, I had this one character. He went insane during a dungeon because his stress got filled up all the way, and he became super masochistic.
Oh, Jesus.
And sometimes he would like purposely jump in front of teammates, or I think occasionally he even hurt himself. And I know at one point I was like, all right, my party's taking a bit of a beating, and everyone's getting really stressed out. And like sometimes when you get hit, he just starts shouting like, "Yes, I love it, and that'd stress out the rest of my party. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to take a break here and like calm down and collect ourselves. So in the longer dungeons, you can like stop and like camp and like try to rest. And when you're resting, your characters have skills that are called camping skills, so they can help each other. Like one character can give another character a pep talk to calm them down, or for example, or someone can help treat the wounds of another character. Well, I had like one of my warrior type class like people. He was gonna help combat train the rest of the party, right?
Yeah.
And when it got to the masochist's turn, he denied the combat training because he would thought that'd make battles last less long and he'd be less likely to get hurt. So he denied the combat training so he'd take more damage.
That is terrible.
So it's really fun because there's all kinds of dynamic stuff like that happening. So it makes each playthrough really unique. And then after they become insane, and even if they don't just get stressed out, they can get like permanent passive effects put onto them. Mm-hmm. Like they can get a phobia of humans or a phobia of the dark, and that gives them negative buffs, debuffs, I should say.
It kind of sounds like, not fully, like it has a lot more what you're talking about, but it kind of reminds me of that game Don't Starve a little bit, how you could go insane and blah, 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 but with a lot more to it, a lot more elements of things. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty interesting. I looked at a picture of it just now, and it looked like it was.
Oh, the art's really cool too. I love the art.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. Is it a side scroller?
It's a turn-based RPG. It has like a side scroller perspective, but I wouldn't call it a side scroller necessarily. It plays. It's turn-based like Final Fantasy or Pokemon would be. Mm-hmm. But I find it has depth, a lot more depth than a game like, at least the combat system has a lot more depth than something like Final Fantasy, because like instead of your actions taking like extra MP, like to use a better movie you have to pay more MP or something like that. If you see the screenshot, your party, the side scroll view makes it like your party's in a line. Like your party's on the left side of the screen in the line, and your enemy's party's on the right screen on the line. Of 4 characters in each, usually. Mm-hmm. And depending on where you're standing in that line, like the second spot or the third spot, depends on what abilities your character can use. And this where your enemies are standing matters as well. So you can change where your characters are standing in the middle of battle, or some characters may force you to move, so you can't. So like an enemy, they use a attack that knocks you back a couple spots.
Yeah.
That really fucks you up, because if you have, like, your front range guy, like a guy with a sword, and he gets knocked back a couple spaces, he becomes out of range to use a lot of his attacks. Mm-hmm. So, between the health, positioning, stress, and, like just normal status conditions that are present in a lot of RPGs, like poison and stuff like that, it becomes very strategic and fun, but still relatively fast-paced.
That's cool. I actually played a pretty cool game today, which the video will probably be out before this BromoCast. They're both probably going to come out tomorrow. But it was called Late Shift. Like, I don't know if you heard about that.
Maybe.
So it's a movie. It's a thriller movie, and it's kind of weird because it's like one of those type of games where you actually like I would kind of say like the Telltale games where you make a decision and then it alters how the rest of the game is going to get played out.
Yeah.
And so it's a movie that has almost like a Goosebumps book where you can change how it goes, that has multiple endings. And I bought it because I was like, wow, this is stupid. Like, that is straight up the reason I bought it. And I was like, I'm going to play this piece of crap game on my channel, because that's what I like to do. For all of the people who watch, I like you guys to watch garbage.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course, because this one does. So I was playing this game, and then about 10 minutes into it, I was like, wow, this has really good, like acting in it, and, like, it's filmed very well, and the story is actually pretty interesting. And then I started to like it, and
So now
I
you can
don't.
put it on your channel anymore because it's not crap.
No, I'm still gonna put it on my channel because it was good. But like, something about it. It was such a good game. Well, anyways, I'm gonna say this since this video came out afterwards. Hopefully, I died at one point, and I thought like some games like Telltale games, it doesn't typically. It's like, oh, you can make these two decisions, but at the end of the game, it didn't change too much. Really, the only decision in those games that matter would be the last decision you make. Well, pretty early on, out of like, let's say 15 chapters, if I was on like chapter 8, I made a decision and died, and the movie ended. Like, I straight up died, and then the credits rolled, and I was like, oh shit.
You just start over again?
Huh?
You have to start over again?
Yeah, you can start over again.
No, but did they make you start over again since you died?
Yeah, I don't think I could pick up where I left off. I think I have to start all over again.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, I know. And right now it's on my screen. It says endings unlocked, 1 of 7. Chapters found, 9 of 14. Decisions made, 44. And like, overall, it's pretty cool. It's about a guy who's just working as one of those people who will park your cars for you. I can't remember what they're called. And at one point, some dude goes in there and he's like trying to rob a car or something, and then he gets in the car kidnapped, and now he's on a heist. And I was like, what is happening? And there was a very racist interpretation of an Asian person in there. He was like, maybe this will help fix your memory. And he gives him like a $10 bill. And the guy's like, memory cleared. And I was like, oh my God, this is racist. I don't know. It's pretty good though. Like overall, that was how my day went today, actually.
Sounds fun.
Sounds pretty good. I think it's been a good year for video games thus far. Like, what was it? No, that was last year. Resident Evil 7 was last year. Never mind. This year sucked. Or was that this year?
No, it was last year.
Are you sure? When did I... No, I think you're right. I think you're right.
I think so. I'll look quick.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it came out January 24th.
Alright, that's this year.
It's been a really, really good year for video games. Just because Resident Evil 7 made it.
Resident Evil 7.
Uh-huh. That game is crucially good.
Crucially.
Crucial. Anyways, Resident Evil 7 has a 9 out of 10. That game Late Shift I was talking about has a 9 out of 10.
So does Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah! So either this year is the year of great video games, or this is the year where people lower their standards. Yeah, well, same thing.
No, other game I've been playing recently? Town of Salem. We need to make a video with that sometime.
We need to go back to Town of Salem, because Town of Salem was the best, absolute best game ever. I like lying.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Lying is fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah. Or just trying to trick people in general, I suppose, is fun.
Uh-huh.
Well, and then it was like, wait, I did a lot this week.
Did you do something else?
I went to a Tech 9 concert.
Oh, that's right. Where was that?
That was good. So it was at the House of Blues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there, and I was doing my thing, listening to some Cess Crew, and then Stevie Stone came up, and then all these cool rappers. And then I was just like, I just need Chris Calico and Tech 9 to come up on the stage. Like, I was really hyped for it. I was so hyped. And I was just kind of chilling, and I was dehydrated because I didn't drink anything. And I was hungry because I didn't eat anything. Because I probably have diabetes. That's another story for another time. Anyways.
Wait, drop that bomb.
Yeah. So Chris Calico comes on stage, and then boom, this mosh pit breaks out right in front of me in the House of Blues, which is not the biggest venue. Like, it's pretty small. And so this mosh pit's breaking out, and people are pushing on each other, and I was already not feeling good, so I was like, now I'm the wall of this mosh pit, so I'm like, I can't let anyone out or in. And so this one dude gets knocked out right in front of me, and then he gets blood all over me because he needed stitches on his head. So there's just blood all over me. I'm basically fainting because of how dehydrated I am. And not to mention, we're inside this hot building. I have a shirt 2 hoodies and a scarf on.
Why did you wear that much stuff?
Because that's how I do. That's me. That's me. It's my adventure scarf. You know that. I need it. And so Chris Calico then gets on stage, like I said, and then they start playing my jams. And so I'm going hard in the paint, as Waka Flocka Flame would say. I'm going hard, and like I was jamming, and I am like half dead, literally half dead. But it was amazing. It's probably the best concert I've ever gone to, and that's a lot because I've seen Lindsey Sterling. I saw 21 Pilots. I saw Avenged Sevenfold. I've seen a lot of good stuff.
I've never been to a concert.
We have to go.
I don't like people.
So?
All right, I'll go.
Okay. See? All it takes to convince Paul is a soul? Huh?
It's like a lot of convincing, but you finally got me to cave.
I know. It took a lot from me, too, but I finally convinced you, to say the least. I don't know. You would like a concert. We'll go to a Lindsey Sterling concert or something gay like that. Not that that's gay.
Gay with you, Nick.
I mean happy. I genuinely do.
I didn't.
Yeah, Paul means homo. That's why this, after all, is the homo bromocast.
So I did go somewhere with people today. Or not today. This weekend. I went to the zoo.
Brookfield or Lincoln?
Brookfield.
Ooh, the better one.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned something. So I was in the Australia house.
Uh-huh.
And I was standing at the kookaburra exhibit. You know, like kookaburras in the old gum tree.
Yeah.
Those big old birds. Not that big, but they're bigger than like a robin.
They're decent-sized birds.
They're decent-sized birds.
Yeah.
They're big birds. And before I even looked through the glass, there was a sign on the glass that had like a notice. The chicks the kookaburras are eating are not their own chicks. They're other chicks we provide them. I'm like, what? What does that mean? What is this sign? Then I looked in the glass, and there are these 2 kookaburras sitting on branches, just staring out of the cage, dead-eye. Both of them had chunks of meat hanging out of their beaks. One of them literally had intestines trailing from his beak. And I'm like, good fucking God, these things are savages. Jesus I had no Christ. Idea kookaburras were even carnivorous.
No. If you asked me, what does a kookaburra eat, I'd probably be like, grass.
I would not have thought it just tear the entrails out of baby little chicks.
What are they, chicken babies?
I guess so. They just said small chicks.
They're like, oh, who's a cute little chick? Throw it at a kookaburra.
Well, that must be savage.
Yeah, never let one of those attack you.
Die. I didn't actually see him murder him. I just saw what was left. And there wasn't much.
Well, for it to get entrails hanging out, it must have, like, just eviscerated it.
Gone in.
Yeah. Just ripped it apart. That's creepy. Imagine being the chick.
Yeah, he'd be impaled by a big old beak.
Yeah, it's like getting killed by Dracula. That's crazy.
And I also learned I have a problem with polar bears.
Uh-oh.
So, ever since I was a kid, every time I go to the zoo, I'd say the same thing. They have this big old thing that shows basically a polar bear standing on its hind legs. Mm-hmm. There's essentially like a giant yardstick next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Polar bear is.
Uh-huh.
And, it's 10 fucking feet tall, which is like ginormous.
Yeah,
and
without a doubt.
Every time I see it, I become a little more afraid of polar bears. Like, I actually thought about what it'd be like if I was just in, like, fucking Antarctica and a polar bear just stood over me.
A power bear sounds scary. That's a power bear! Run!
And my imagination went so wild at the zoo, thinking about a 10-foot tall polar bear just towering over me. I almost had a mini panic attack on, like, 3 separate occasions.
Jeez, no, that would be terrifying. Like, I don't know if polar bears go out of their way to attack people. Not that there's usually many people by polar bears. But, like, I'm assuming it'd be like a grizzly bear. Like if you went by their young or anything, they'd just attack you. You know?
And then my brother was trying to, like, bullshit me. He was like, they're not the biggest bear, by the way, Paul. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, they are. And he, like, looked it up on Google, and he's like, all right, on average, the polar bear is the biggest bear, but they have found bigger bodies of grizzly bears. I'm like, fuck you. No one's found the biggest polar bear. They're in fucking Antarctica. No one's digging that shit up. Who goes to Antarctica and finds a 12-foot tall polar bear? No, that hasn't happened, because they're fucking polar bears and live in the fucking north, and no one goes there.
And it's cold. There's not like any dude that goes to Antarctica. I gotta measure all the polar bears!
Exactly. There are way more people finding grizzly bears than there are finding polar bears. I'm sure there's like 20-foot tall polar bears. There's no one has found it yet, because they live in the fucking cold, and no one wants to go there.
Yeah, like on average, cats are stupid and small, but every now and then you find like a giant cat, you know? On average, humans range from like what 5'9" to like 6'3", let's say for like the average male. But there's men that are like 7 feet tall.
Exactly.
that his argument is invalid there.
I agree.
Yeah, because if it says on average polar bears are the largest, then that means polar bears are the largest.
Yeah, we have not found the largest polar bear yet.
Yeah. That's like, let's take this down on the level of penises. So let's say on average, if let's say people from, we'll say Sweden, and then we'll say Poland where the Po live. Let's say if Sweden have on average 5-inch penises and Polish people have on average 6-inch penises, but one Swedish dude has the biggest penis in the world, doesn't mean that Swedish overall have bigger penises. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not coming at the Swedishes like that, but I was just an example.
You just alienated our Swedish audience.
I'm sorry. Sorry. But yeah, your brother's stupid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, one time I went to Brookfield Zoo. I almost said Brookwood Zoo. One time I went to Brookfield Zoo. And the lady was, like, teaching the kids about animals, and she was like, the next animal I'm about to bring out is a mammal that can lay eggs. And she was like, do any of you know what it is? And then all the kids were there, and before any kid got to raise their hand or answer, I screamed. I was like, echidna! Because I was so hyped, because I love echidnas. She was like, yes, that is correct. And the platypus, I think.
Yeah, platypus can lay eggs too.
Platypus don't make no sense.
No.
Absolute no sense. It's like, I'm a duck. I'm a beaver. I'll lay eggs. What?
I have electromagnetic senses and I'm poisonous.
I can fly. It's like, oh, I didn't know that, platypus. Platypuses are stupid.
I was at Lincoln Park Zoo once, looking at the sea lion show.
Yeah.
And the spokeslady, she was talking to the audience, and she was all like, to the kids, like, what do sea lions eat? And I shouted back as loud as I could, lasagna! It totally threw her off. It took her a couple minutes to, recompose herself so she could speak again.
She probably wanted to laugh. She was like, lasagna. This kid just said lasagna. He thinks sea lions legit eat lasagna. That's so fucking funny. Why you gotta be messing with people, Paul?
That's how I do. It's because life messes with me. And I have to share that with people.
I feel you. It's only fair, really.
Since I feel so awkward, I have to help make other people feel awkward.
That's only fair, honestly.
So now if she has a podcast with her friends, she's telling this story about how this fucking moron at the zoo was yelling lasagna at me while I was trying to teach little kids about seals.
Oh, yeah. And then it's a lasagna inception, a podcast inception. Not lasagna inception. That's a different thing entirely.
Lasagna in lasagna in lasagna.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that right now. That's for a totally different subject of
That'd
lasagna.
Be powerful. The world can handle it.
Hell yeah. But she's talking about that, and then there's some dude who's making a podcast about, man, one time I was at this event, and this random kid shouted lasagna. Exactly.
The audience can make their own podcast, too.
Yeah, every member of the audience.
And then the sea lion can make their own podcast.
Yeah, it'll be like Talking Lions or Sea Lion Smiling or something like that.
Sea Lion Smiling?
Sea Lion Smiling. Smiling the Sea Lion. I don't know. And then he'll be like, one time I was swimming and I ate some lasagna or something like that.
That's what he got from that. He ate lasagna.
Yeah, he thought he ate it because his comprehension on the human world isn't as big as we thought it might have been.
Or maybe I opened him up to a whole new thought process. He's like, yeah, why don't I get lasagna?
This is bullshit. Yeah. Carol, I want lasagna.
He's to strike with his sea lion companions.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons when the dolphins come out of the water.
Exactly. They get more respect, reclaim the land.
Yeah, they have guns and baseball bats and they start killing people.
Look what I did. I started the sea lion revolution.
Didn't a dolphin shove its nose through it like Lenny?
Yeah, I think it was
or was it
someone.
Carl?
I think it might have been Guardkeeper Willie.
Oh, it might have been Willie, yeah.
Groundskeeper Willie, not Guardkeeper.
Guardkeeper. Police Lieutenant Chief Willie. 5-star General Willie. Whatever his name is. That was a great episode of The Simpsons. That was a Treehouse of Horror, I think.
It was, yep, it was good.
Yeah, it was. I would participate in the Sea Lion Revolution, though.
You would join the Sea Lions?
Mm-hmm. If given the opportunity, Paul, and World War III was coming up, would you join? Or would you wait to be drafted?
I would probably wait to be drafted, I'm not gonna lie.
You'd probably wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey! Dad. What? I'm recording something. That's okay. I'll be out. I love you.
I love you too, son.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so...
Would you join immediately?
I might dabble in it.
You might dabble in it.
I might dabble in it.
Like, like a week or two, I might pop in and be like, hey, I'll shoot some future Nazis.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. No, I might dabble in it. I feel like that'd be an interesting...
What flies over your head? This is really my thing.
I was only here kind of dabbling. I gotta go back home to play Call of Duty. Halo 6 coming out. I gotta go. If they told me they'd give me the rank of inheritor, I'd probably stay no matter what. Nick, you will be the only real life inheritor. I have to do what I have to do. I would stay. I don't know. That's the thing about... Okay, we're going to talk about parents. My stepmom, she'll knock twice, and then she'll walk away. My dad would have knocked forever. So that when I said, and I heard it was my dad, I was like, I'm recording!
I'm recording! What do you want to do?
I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what that voice was supposed to be.
I'm recording! I'm trying to do!
What you gonna do?
There was like a 2-second silence right there. That was awkward.
My own voice makes me feel awkward.
Yeah. Hey.
I legitimately can't watch these podcasts. So I can't stand my own voice.
Yeah. So Paul here was saying that he tried to watch the first podcast and he was hyped to watch it, but then when he heard his own voice, he was like, I dibble dabble in the podcasts, but I'm not all about that podcast life.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck is this 12-year-old? And I just turned it off.
Turns out the 12-year-old was you, and then your life was ruined forever.
Exactly.
And ever, and ever. And ever.
And ever.
And ever.
So yeah, I can't watch them, and it makes me sad.
Hey, that's pretty much it. I honest to God, guys, I also don't watch the podcasts. I know that sounds terrible. The two people who are in these podcasts, the two people, and we haven't had any guests yet, so pretty much the only people. Mandy's there, but she doesn't really speak too much. Granted.
Play Mario.
Yeah, but we don't really watch the podcast because we talked about it.
Yeah, we lived it.
We lived it. That might be why 2 podcasts ago, one of them might have been out of sync. And I'm not saying it was. But there's a chance. Oh, God. I don't know.
Chance.
Podcasts are difficult because, like, reasons.
Skype hasn't been breaking us up as much this time.
But that's good as well. Well, Skype never has broken us up as of recent. It used to back in the day. And the reason
not
why.
Like broken as like drop the call. I mean, like, every once in a while you just hear like a staticky noise.
Oh, yeah.
That happened last podcast a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've been stealing the neighbor's internet while we Skype, so. Which sometimes you have to do. This podcast is brought to you by theft. Go and get you yours. That's Theft's motto. If I started a business, it would be called Theft. And I would sell thieves who steal stuff for you.
There was a book about anarchy. I think it was called, like, Please Steal This Book or Don't Pay for This Book.
Yeah.
I always thought that was hilarious.
Did people steal it?
You bet. You bought it. What, you people steal it?
Yeah, I would have stolen it.
You know what the most stolen book is?
Huh? The Bible.
The Bible.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that's true, but I'm pretty sure it is.
That is so funny. Thou shalt not steal. We'll see about that, Jesus. I got to make sure it's in that Bible first. And then he reads it. Oh, no.
That's exactly how it went.
Oh, no. As soon as they read that. That's basically me in any life scenario at any given point. Did you find it? Is that the answer?
I think so. That's what I'm getting.
Who? Hey, do you remember we were talking about what the most stolen object from, like, Sears was?
Oh, hold on. I have a slight correction. According to this article, at least.
Okay.
They're saying the most stolen book from a library is the Bible.
Okay.
From a bookstore, it's apparently...
Harry Potter.
Yes.
I knew it! Wait. Is it a specific one or just the series in general?
Oh, no, it's saying just the UK, it's Harry Potter.
Oh, well, that's because
and steal this book. Harry Potter and steal this book.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna find a better fucking article.
You remember, like, the most, like, stolen thing from, like, any Sears or, like, JC's Penney's and stuff like that was a chainsaw.
That's so serious.
Funny. Well, and then people are like, well, who's gonna stop someone with a chainsaw? And it's like, well, it doesn't have gas in it. It doesn't even have a blade on it. You know, it's just a turned-off chainsaw. And it's like, well, I'm still not messing with that. I ain't trying to get stabbed with a chainsaw.
I found a list.
Okay.
Most stolen books from libraries. This is from the Huber Life.
Huberlife.com. Okay.
HuberLifePress.com. Most stolen books from libraries are number 1, the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
Then the Bible. Exam prep books.
Yeah, I can see that.
Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition and other racy books and or magazines.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Like Playboys or Hustlers, yeah.
Art books, then reference books, and then books about the abnormal, such as paranormal activity. The Guinness Book of Records and the Bible are the only 2 specific titles they make mention.
Oh, okay. Well, I could see why the Guinness Book of World Records is stolen, because those are awesome. And the Bible's cool, too. I guess.
Anything. Then from bookstores, we got anything from Charles Bukowski or William S. Burroughs. I have no idea who either of those people are. I feel like I'm uncultured shit.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Apparently, there's swipes so often they're kept behind glass counters in many bookstores now. Then On the Road by Jack Kerouac. Then graphic novels in general, apparently. Then number 4 is a specific book, The Great Gatsby.
Oh, okay. I don't know why.
Is books from Ernest Hemingway.
Okay, that's weird.
Number 6 are Naked and also Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris, whoever he is.
Why?
And then The New York Trilogy by Paul Auster. I need to look up a book by Charles Bukowski just to scan William S. Burroughs.
You know how people like read stuff based off of like reviews and everything? Like, I need to start reading and watching movies based off of what was stolen the most last year. Because like, if it was stolen and you're risking like a fine or like jail time, like it's gotta be good. And I'm gonna be mad if I watch it or read it or whatever it is and it's just pure garbage. I'm like, really? You're gonna go to jail for this? But like, that has to be like a good way to get your fix. Like, hey Nick, what game are you gonna play in this year? Oh, I'm gonna be playing because it was stolen a lot.
Okay, now I'm curious what the most stolen video game is. Probably like, I imagine like
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, it's probably a game that's old. Because it's had time to get stolen. Now, if we're talking about like specific like titles, I'd guess like Black Ops 2. You know?
Oh, I just realized this is hard to do because you can torrent video games.
Oh yeah.
Top 15 most stolen games of 2011 from Video Games Blogger. I found something.
That'd be good.
The top PC game downloads on BitTorrent in 2011 were Crysis 2.
That game was bad.
But it was really hyped up back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah.
Call of Duty, which makes sense. Battlefield makes sense. FIFA makes sense.
Portal 2.
Portal 2, yeah.
Why wasn't Portal 2 should have been on top?
Probably. It's the best one of those games, in my opinion. By far.
Look at the Wii games download. Mario Galaxy 2. Mario Sports. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. 870,000 souls downloaded that. And then FIFA 12. Okay. What about, do you want to read the Xbox 360 ones?
Go ahead. Okay, I'll read them. Gears of War 3. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which was in common with the PC as well. Yep. Battlefield 3, again, shaded with PC. Forza. Connect Sports.
Season 2.
Why?
That's DLC. PC, PS3 games are not included. Because nobody wanted any of them because they're garbage.
Oh, snap.
I don't know. I don't understand, like... Well, I can't say that I haven't downloaded games illegally or anything. I have.
Have you ever shoplifted anything?
From a store?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have on purpose. How about you?
What the fuck does that mean?
Like, I think...
candy bar fell in my hoodie pocket.
Well, there might have been stuff, like, at the bottom of the cart, and I didn't realize till I left.
Don't you empty the cart when you put it on the conveyor?
Sometimes. You know, sometimes they're like, oh, I'll just scan that. And you're like, thank you, sir. It'd be like that sometimes. What about you?
I'm trying to think if I ever intentionally stole something. I'm sure I had when I was a kid. But I can't think of a time I did.
Oh, yes, I have. Two things, actually. Okay, one was whenever my Left 4 Dead would break, I would go to Family Video and switch it out.
I remember that.
And it got to the point where I did it so many times that when I went to go do it again, I got a broken disc and I was mad.
You got your own broken disc.
Yeah, I was like, who did that? Right. Oh, yeah.
What kind of bastard to return a broken game?
Oh, no. And then the other time was I really, really, really needed an inhaler, and I lost my inhaler and my dad would yell at me. So at the time they had Pro Air or Primatene Mist over the counter ones, so I took one.
How dare you try to breathe?
I know. I was like, well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, would you take Family if it meant feeding bread? Would you take Family?
I'm gonna take your family.
Like that old time thing, like, would you steal a loaf of bread to feed your family? Well, I was like, would I steal air to breathe, bitch? Yeah. That's where my mind was at. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Have you, though?
I think I've stolen refills on drinks I haven't been allowed to get refills on.
Oh, yeah, I've done that, too. What about Mandy?
Oh, yeah.
What have you shoplifted?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear her okay?
Yeah.
Well, one time my friend, like, made me shoplift something, which was pretty shady, but...
What a bitch.
It was, like, I feel a little bit, like, horrible now, because you guys are talking about, like, drinks that you've stolen. Like,
Alright, he stole $60 games. So.
Like 5 of them.
I stole a ring, and it was only, like, $10, though. But I wanted it, and I didn't have $10. So
she lies. It's actually a diamond ring that was worth $1,000.
$1,600 diamond ring.
I was 4 years old. This was before I even knew what Pokemon was.
You stole something from Pokemon?
Yeah, I stole a bunch of like little like plush toys and stuff like that. And I like, but this I was like a little kid. I was like 3 years old. This is how you knew I was a bad egg from the beginning. I like shoved them into like my stroller. That's how little I was.
Damn. Gangsta, baby.
Mom was like pushing me. I would like grab stuff and like hide it. And then one day, like she found it when we like had just left the store, and she made me like go in and apologize and return it all. And I remember I was devastated.
I remember one time when I was a little kid, maybe around like 5 or so. Excuse me. Maybe around like 5 or 6 years old, I was at home for Christmas, and I got like a bunch of Pokemon stuff for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin Rebecca was also over, and then at the end of the day, I was like, man, I'm missing a bunch of Pokemon stuff. Like, I swear I had more toys than this. And then like 5 years later, she like came up to me and apologized. She's like, a long time ago during Christmas, I stole a bunch of your toys. I'm so sorry. I found Jesus now. And I was like, fuck Jesus. I was mad. Like, I was really mad. I was like, what do you mean you found Jesus? And then she offered me $10. I was like, I don't want your $10. I want my Pokemon toys back. I was like, jeez, I was still mad about that. And she's the same girl who stole a pack of Pokemon cards from the dollar store after my grandma said she wasn't going to get her nothing. I was furious. I'll never forgive her.
When I was a wee baby,
my
mom took me to this. My mom and dad, they went to the Sun Center, which is like a gardening store.
Yeah.
To get some stuff for their garden, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was either 1 or 2, still super young, and they were looking at some of the flowers there. And I grabbed the flower that was the most expensive. The most expensive flower there had a single bud, and I just ripped it off and ate it. And they had to buy it.
That's so sad.
I found the most expensive flower, took my tiny little fist, grabbed the head of the flower, yanked it off, and swallowed it.
And did they why did they have to buy it? Did someone see it happen?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
I think so. I don't know. They didn't tell me. They probably felt guilty and were like, I don't know. But they had to buy it. Whether they confessed to it or they were caught, they had to buy it.
That's unfortunate either way.
Yeah, so I'm glad even as a kid I was a savage.
Paul was like, Mom, Dad, you see this flower? Fuck this flower.
I hope I looked them dead in the eyes while I did it. And then immediately like burped or passed gas.
If I was your dad, I'd have been like, boy, you better eat the rest of that flour. you made me spend $20 on this flour. Yeah. I had to buy this whole flour, you gotta finish it. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna cook it with some asparagus, you're gonna eat it all. Oh my god. That's funny as hell. Yeah, I don't think I've ever ate a flower like that. I've ate some weird stuff with you in particular, especially.
We went to the pet store once, and we knew that we were friends with the person who owned the pet store.
Yeah, his name was Paul.
His name was Paul, like me, and he dared us to eat cricket legs, and we did.
Yeah, didn't he give us money?
No, he gave us fucking shit.
Yeah, I thought he said he was gonna give us money, and then he didn't.
He said he might have, but he never did.
He was like, I didn't say I was gonna, but I thought about it. I was like, okay, Paul. That's so
Paul's
awkward.
there.
One time we went to the pet store, and me and you had our bikes, but we both wanted to go in at the same time, but we didn't have any bike locks or nothing. And I asked Paul, I was like, could you watch our bikes for us? And then he said, what do I look like, a guy who watches bikes? And then I said, I guess not. So then I just was like, you go first, Paul. That was really awkward. I don't know if you remember that. We were like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it was super awkward.
Yeah.
That's what we did when we were 7. We just ride to the pet store and look at things.
Yeah, and then we'd like go behind the alley and play around.
Mm-hmm.
And then, remember that giant, great big green bean thing that we stole from the Goodwill box?
Oh, wasn't it a like one of those bouncy things?
Yeah, but it was like for exercising, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was cool.
We were like hopping around on it.
Yeah. We brought it all the way to my house and then put it in the garage.
And then we realized it was for Goodwill and not
Yeah.
for storage, and I felt bad at least.
I felt bad, but I think we popped it.
Yeah, not bad enough to return it, but...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it popped, and we were like, uh-oh. There was a lot of stuff. Like, remember the tire in Glenwood?
Oh, yeah, I remember the tire.
Yeah, there was like I don't remember exactly how this went, but I think it was like at the corner of like Gay Court and Terrace. Yeah.
We found this random tire laying on the ground nearby Nick's house, and we just started rolling it around the whole town.
Yeah, and it was late at night too, so it's not like it was during the day. It was more suspicious because it was nighttime.
And this was not like a bike tire. This was like a car tire.
Oh yeah, it was a big tire.
Probably a truck tire, actually. It was bigger than a car tire, I think.
It was really big, yeah. It was like a pretty big tire, and we were rolling it around the whole town. And
it was a tire buddy.
Like all the way to Wendy's, I think.
Oh yeah, we rolled it to Wendy's and
then we rolled all the way back.
And then we just rolled it everywhere.
Yeah, and then we just left it there.
We just left it where we found it.
Yeah, we were like back to... That was the same day I had the electric bug zapper that you hold with your hand and you murdered that bug.
Yeah. It was like tennis racket bug zappers.
Yeah. And there was this giant bug because in the Midwest, when you have like lights by your house, all the bugs go to it at night.
I think that's everywhere in the world.
No, it's just the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dumbass. And then, and then there was like this giant June bug, and it was like...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like all over the place
stuck
now.
in the wires.
Yeah. And that reminds me of a story when we were kids. And your dad, me and you were out in the back with a magnifying glass, and we were burning a roly-poly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad found us and yelled at us.
Yeah. The roly-poly was like bright red, and your dad was like, "Why are you doing that to that bug?" And then he killed it with his foot, and was like, "You're torturing it." And then I felt terrible. I felt terrible the whole day, because I was like, I guess we did torture it. Now that you put it that way. Man.
Yeah, that's pretty much that I went.
Mm-hmm.
I never magnifying glass anything again.
Yeah, me neither. Since that day.
It's like using like the magnifying glass in the sun. I never put a magnifying glass again.
Nope, I've never even looked at one. Never.
Like, I won't even click on the search function on the computer because it looks like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, no, yeah, like, I have to close my eyes and have a friend do it. I'm like, man, can you please come over? Nick, again, you gotta get over your phobia of magnifying glasses. You don't understand. Paul's dad once yelled at me when I was 7. My God. I felt bad for that roly-poly.
Yeah, me too. Even as I was doing it, I was like, I feel like I'm evil.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Mandy was making fun of me. It reminded me of another story I told her before. Do you remember when we found the dead squirrel?
Yeah.
And there was a house that was for sale.
It was
on like brochures you can grab from this little box.
Wasn't it on my block?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And then we put the squirrel in the little box where you grab the information from. Someone's open it to grab information. They just reach their hand in and grab a dead squirrel.
Yeah. Damn, we're terrible people. Well, and then it was like that dead, like raven or crow as well.
Oh no, I don't know. I wore it like a necklace.
There was this little black girl that lived on Paul's block, and there were two of them, and they were actually really nice. Like, we got along pretty well with them, I remember. And she thought it was funny or something, so Paul like had it around his neck like a necklace.
I was entertaining the children.
Yeah, that's literally it was for a cause.
How old do you think we were?
9.
9.
10, maybe.
Maybe 20.
This was like last week. Yeah. I remember we went into their backyard and played with their Legos.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Another thing to remember, that the younger one, she always called Drowsy Juicy, and it made me uncomfortable.
What does Juicy evolve into? High C fruit punch. It's like, no, it's hypno. But you tried. That's weird. I like how that high C fruit punch actually worked with hypno and Juicy. That's weird. Maybe she's right after all.
Maybe.
Whatever happened to them? Did they die?
I don't know, they just moved.
Oh, that's basically dying.
Yeah, if they move out of my life, they're dead to me.
Yeah, they're dead. If you move away from me, you're dead to me.
So you're dead to me.
Oh. I forgot.
We were neighbors for more than 10 years.
I remember I had a walkie-talkie and I gave you one. I was like, man, we're going to be able to talk from each other's rooms, and it was too far.
Yeah.
I was so hyped, and it was just out of reach.
And we realized another flaw in the plan was that this was before we had cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't want to just keep the walkie-talkies on because that wasted the battery. So we had to both have them on at the same time, but we had no idea how to tell if someone was on.
The other one on, yeah. So it's not, I'd turn it on and be like, are you there?
Dead air.
Yeah. Either it's off or it's too far away.
And then I'm sure right after one of us would hang up, the other person would go on and be like, hello, you there?
Yeah. Well, and then it'd be like, I go to Paul's house. Hey, turn on your walkie-talkie. Run back home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Turns on his walkie-talkie. Still can't hear shit because too far away.
But we'd act like we were having the time of our life.
Yeah. The time of our life. Jesus. Well, we're basically all out of time for this podcast.
No, Daddy, more.
Ew. Do you have any last comments or concerns, Paul?
If you're a kleptomaniac, leave the most expensive thing you stole in the comment below, along with your address, so the police can find you.
Yeah, and yeah. And thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you.
If you've ever played with a dead squirrel, let us also know in the comments below. That's important.
Or adorned yourself with a corpse before.
Yes. Especially that one. That one's important to me. And if you have pictures, please send them. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bitches.